live. Good afternoon, Masquerade say, goedemiddag. Welcome to another episode of Young African and Proud. I'm your host, Chantal Muchaya, and today we are joined by the beautiful, the gorgeous Tadiwa Tine, who is making waves. When it comes to social impact, community development, with the technology as well. I think she's here to teach us a thing or two about storytelling in the digital world, and maybe also just provide us a bit more of insight regarding AI. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the gorgeous Tadiwa Tine. Tine.
Thank you so much for the warm introduction, Chantal. You're so kind. Hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here and to be joining, and hopefully, I can share something that's very impactful. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you.
And you're looking beautiful as well. Your face is just lighting up.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, for those who are wondering, who is Tadiwa Tine? Who is this beautiful lady who's making such a huge impact? What do you have to say to them?
All right, so I would say Tadiwa Tine is just like a very goal-driven young lady. She's a content creator, community development practitioner, and she just loves mixing impact and digital activism. Yeah, I'm all for content creation, for making a change. I really have a passion for working with people, just making a difference, and what more to do it with technology, especially in this ever evolving world and how technology is taking over. I'm very happy to be playing a role in. So that's basically me in a nutshell. Just give me content creation, give me anything digital and anything that has to do with people, and you have me in the loop.
There we go. And then you make the magic happen.
Yes.
And I love how, you shared with us that you're making use of technology, you're making use of social media to make a positive impact, within also different societies as well. Because as you mentioned to us, you're also a community development practitioner, because what we're seeing now is that many a times people are using social media, mostly I don't think for the best reasons,
Yeah.
but maybe you can share with us maybe what got you into community development.
All right, good, no problem. So, what got me into community development? I've always had a passion for ministry, mostly children ministry. So, when I was like in my high school days, I used to do like holiday clubs where children would come to church, you teach them about God. I still do it, but I think that's what really sparked my passion for making a change. Just seeing like how happy the children are, you creating a space, a safe space for them during those holidays. It was just something beautiful, and my potential was recognized as a leader by like my youth pastor, and I'd go to leadership camps. We would also do further outreaches like hospices, and my church. I was born like in the Methodist church, so my church also like adopts like orphanages. So we'd also do impactful work in that area. So like it became something naturally embedded in me. And then when it was time to choose like a course to study, it was a bit of a battle with my parents because I wanted to get into drama and acting, like creative side, and they're like, so like, okay, you really are good people and you have potential in this, why don't you try community development? And then I went for it. At first I didn't understand it, but I got the hang of it. In my third year, which was my final year of the undergrad, I was placed in Devlin, Soweto. So I got to work with children, which was my passion. And we had like a library book project. So we started like a mini library for them. We worked with the teachers to do that. Yes. And then in my fourth year, well, which was my honors degree, which I graduated for this year, I was placed at a homeless shelter called called MES. Yes, it stands for Mold, Empower and Serve. And that was just like a very, I don't even know what type to express it, but it was just like a very like interesting experience, and I got to learn a lot. And we did like a gardening project so that the kitchen could utilize that garden, and we worked with those people in the shelter. So it was amazing, and I just, yeah, because I have naturally the passion to make a change. So that's just how I got into it, and like what I've done so far in that area, in that space. Yeah.
One would even go as far as saying that it's as if you were called to be in community development to make an
I
impact.
absolutely have a calling. Yeah.
So where does social media fit in this? We've heard the community development aspect of things, and here I am wondering, but madam, you are a social media guru. How did we get here?
All right. So with social media, like I've always had a part of me as a person has always been about like being extra. I like being on camera. Like I do have a camera personality. Naturally, as a person, I'm very reserved. I get a bit shy. But when you put me on camera, I will shine. If you give me like a monologue, I will shine. So after high school, I decided to start a YouTube channel. It was mostly during lockdown. So I felt like I needed an escape because I was doing online learning on my first year due to COVID. And I decided to start a YouTube channel, and people have always encouraged me to do that. And I started it. At first, I wanted to do like monologues, interacting, because I'm also a poet. So I wanted to do like spoken word poetry. And then I just like decided to just go with it, just be free about it. And I'll make videos with my sister. I'd make vlogs, and I just like realized how really I have a passion for creating content. And then like when I got to edit as well, that was just like a new skill that I built from scratch. And eventually I moved on to like TikTok and started being serious on Instagram. And that's when like brands started approaching me, and I just grew this skill of like storytelling and content creation, editing, and that's like something that like, I'm now full time doing. So that's where social media came in, and I was like, okay, I want to go behind just the camera. What happens behind the scenes of social media? Because there was an agency I was under doing UGC, which is like user generated content, where you basically promote brands. And they saw my potential and like hired me as a creative strategist to do like script writing, yeah, and just being like the creative powerhouse behind the people making the content. So after that, it really sparked something in me. I'm like, there's more to like content creation and that social media space. So I did a social media course with the Social Star Initiative. It's also focused on like empowering African women skills. And eventually I was like, okay, I really like this. Then I went on to take a course in graphic design just to, solidify my experience. And recently I finished a course with Africa Agility. They're also about empowering young women. I did branding and marketing here. So I was just like, let me develop the skills, see what's behind like content creation and social media. And that's how I got into it. And like I'm with this NGO and doing the social part of it, mixing community development as well. So that's how we got to do the creative and the social impact grew.
I'm
Yeah.
loving, how you keep upskilling yourself. I mean, madam, you've got your honors, but you went on, you know, to continue upskilling yourself into all these different courses, design, social media, and look at where you are today. And um,
You,
I'm loving how you're combining the two things that you love, community development and social media, to create this beautiful, beautiful, oopsie, sorry about that, social change. My dogs
yeah.
are all over the place. I've got two fur babies that are a little bit too excited, so my apologies.
No problem, no problem.
So what is some of, the positive impact or the success stories you have made so far, with just social media and community development?
All right. So with community development, it's mostly the two projects that I've when I was in school. So I'd really say I'm proud of that because it was not easy. Like it comes with its challenges, your restrictions. You're trying to finish your assignments and then you have hours to catch up for your articles. So I'm very proud of like how resilient I was and faced those challenges and learned skills, collaborated with the people I was placed with, and yeah, just learning different cultures as well and how different people live, how different people have different realities, So that's what I'm proud of in community development and how I continue to make an impact even like with children ministry. I also have like a holiday club coming up that I'm also partaking in. So I'm still like very happy that like I continue to make a change in that way. Yes. And then with social media, I also do like to look at it as like impact the community but in a digital space. So it's digital communities for me. So the way I've done that, I'm also part of the Global Creative Academy by ACE, which is like African Climate Emergency is. So they focus on empowering like the youth voices to make a difference in those social impact manners or like social issues. So the two campaigns that I've been part of, one was for it was about climate change and like also like how the climate is evolving and how we should switch to solar energy because it's just better for the climate. And the other
Mm.
one was on like petitions for electric hikes because we have to be honest, like in the country we live in with the economic state, not everyone can afford electricity already with load shedding. There's just like a lot going on and it's just not feasible for everyone. So my role was to like get everyone to understand the impact of these like VAT increases and electricity increases and to sign a petition, to make a change, to have a difference for something to happen. So that's what I'm currently doing as well. And I really do love it because I get to be creative with my editing. I get to speak, and get rewarded for those efforts. And with Accelerate Africa Development, we focus on being a consultancy for other NGOs, just amplifying their voices, accelerating
Mm.
their development. So I really love when I get to, take the content and put it out there for people to see what they're doing and accelerate how they get seen as well, and people who could potentially play a role in their NGOs as well. So that's what I love. That's the impact that I really love and what I've reached so far.
I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Um, and have you ever experienced any challenges when it comes to the content that you're creating on social media? Do you sometimes feel like maybe people might not react as much, as compared to if it was some, fake news or gossip? Do you see that as a challenge? Does it happen to you at all?
Not really, if I'm being honest, because
Mm.
I like to look on the positive aspects. Like, I'm not one to like really compare. So I'm always focusing on like, am I happy with the type of content I'm putting out? Like, if it's serving me, if I'm happy, then I don't really worry much about what other people think. Obviously, unless it's like negative and someone needs to put me in order. Like, I'm one person for accountability. Like, tell me where I'm wrong and I'll fix it. But no, it's not really like my worry. I just do what makes me happy. You always find a community. There's always going to be someone who likes what you like. So I just focus on targeting that audience and believing that my people will find me. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's really like a thing. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
Especially when
you.
you're saying, my people will find me. You'll find your tribe.
Yes,
And,
100%. Yeah.
true.
Mm.
So let's talk a bit more about Accelerate Africa Development. How did you find yourself there?
Okay, so it's actually like, I don't know if I should say it's a funny situation. So my friend from high school, we were also at the same institution as well, like for uni. Her dad started Accelerate Africa Development to amplify other NGOs and just to make a difference in Africa. So he always felt that like the projects that he's seen or he's worked with, there was never really that sustainability element. So he tried to use that approach to have sustainability happen and see how we can just accelerate his development in a way that works in Africa. So she told me about it, that like he's needing assistance in social media. Obviously, since she's seen how I'm working social media and whatnot, should like put us together and do something. And that's how it came about. And I've just been loving it ever since. Taking project proposals and like drafts and all of that, just making them presentable, because I do love being creative. I do like being challenged creatively. And now with the social media that we recently just launched, growing that, having strategies behind that, and just spotlighting all these other NGOs, their work they're doing, and climate and food security. It's just been an amazing experience. So that's how that came about.
Amazing. I love how you're also just, spreading awareness, because that's what you're doing. You're spreading awareness as well, about all those different initiatives done by all those different NGOs, and providing people access to resources. And we need more platforms like that. So well done to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Right. So, what are some of the challenges that you, as AAD, have been facing?
All right, so I'd say funding is always a challenge because you obviously want to
Mm.
do so much work, you want to do so much impact. Like, for example, one of the people we're partnered with is called Faith Assemblies. They're doing like gender-based violence programs. As we all know, gender-based violence is a very like crucial and critical issue in our country. So they like connect these people, the victims, with like services, South African police services, clinic services, but they can't capacitate many victims because of that lack of funding to provide the shelter and those resources. So having funding would really help us to accelerate their development, to do more, do more impact, because more resources means more impact that we can do. So funding is one of the challenges, and also just getting like organizations organized, building them from scratch, and playing a role, that also is quite a challenge. So those are the main challenges that we face as an NGO, just having like those resources, having funding, and just mobilizing people from scratch. Yeah.
Mm, mm. And then some of the success stories that you have achieved as AAD. I know you might have just recently joined them as well, but is
Mm.
there any success stories you might want to share with us?
There definitely are some success elements, like the NGOs and people we keep partnering with. That's amazing. We also have, you were speaking about AI, but we also have like an AI partner on board, and they can also assist with other NGOs, you know, how they can help them, because we're also about using technology as well to accelerate the development. So it's also that, and these programs that, like, you know, keep on developing. There's one in Kenya as well. It's called Project Kilifi. So they take, like, they plant cassava and they put it into chips and whatnot, and that enhances food security. And then one of also, like, the projects that I'm personally excited about is Tangomia. It's also in Kenya, and they take like waste from the factories, sugarcane factories, and they're gonna generate that into like clean energy and utilize it. So I think that's just super amazing, because climate is also something I'm very passionate about, like since high school. So I just, yeah, that's very exciting, and I think that's something we can really count as an achievement, you know. And the way it's progressing, the way things are moving, it's like slowly but surely, but you know, yeah.
I love that. There's a lot that's happening. There's sustainable
Mm-hmm.
development there. We are making use of technology to actually empower ourselves, in the communities that we serve, to assist with food productivity. So well done. Well done
Thank,
to,
thank
to
you
you and
so much.
everyone that's involved.
Mm,
We definitely need more organizations such as these. So
100.
talking
Mm,
about technology, not everyone is excited about technology and AI, So what's your take on that? For someone who's thinking, you know what, I hear everything you're saying, and it seems like, making use of technology in your everyday life besides social media, but what's your take on that? Because people are like, are we not going a little bit way too fast when it comes with AI? So yeah,
yeah.
what do you have to say about that?
I feel like all takes are very valid. Like whatever, something's always gonna have a good and bad element to it. Yeah, AI does have a lot of dangers. Like we have like deep fake AI that is very questionable. But I do feel like if you look on the positive and utilize it for good, it can do so much. Yeah, I feel like it's something that has the best of both worlds, but it's definitely something we shouldn't be afraid of, because it's here to assist us. You know, I mean, like AI also helps people who are, you know, visually impaired and like hearing impaired, and it helps with those kind of. So I think it's something we should just approach with a grain of salt, see how we can utilize the best of it, and learn how to use AI ethically as well. And I feel like with AI being developed, there could be further developments that combat the negative aspects of AI. So I don't think it's something we should be scared of. It's something we should really be open to and utilize it to our best abilities.
Definitely,
Mm.
definitely. Um, so if there's anyone, because you mentioned earlier, that you went on an upskilling course where you studied a bit more about AI and about technology and things like that. So if there's
Mm-hmm.
someone who's wondering that, I also want to go that way, I also want to empower myself when it comes
Yeah.
to technology and AI, is there any courses that you can share or websites that they can go to and, be able to enroll in a reasonably priced course, I guess?
100%. So I did my AI course through UJ. So as a UJ like student, they provide us with a lot of online courses that you can do on the side for free. So that's how I got my AI certification. But I do know with the Africa Agility that I did branding and marketing with, they have AI and machine learning. So I'd really like encourage like young women to look into that as well. They're doing very amazing work for African women. So you will learn so much from there. And Alison as well. I'm not sure in terms of like credited, how credible it is. But Allison does have a lot of courses, because I'm also looking into doing um like a media studies course with them as well. So I think it could be, even if you don't use it to like certify yourself or it's credible, but you'll definitely learn something on it. And YouTube, not because I'm a YouTuber, but YouTube is also a great institution. There's so much you can learn from. So I just encourage you like to do the research. Yeah, and you find something that works with for you. And I think also Udacity, because I did digital marketing with them, I think they have something in AI. So just like research, see free courses that you can do, and yeah, you can get into AI like that. The world is your oyster, just explore. Yeah.
I love that. You keep upskilling yourself, and that is impressive. I mean, we're talking about African excellence here. So well done to you as well, that, you're continuously learning and just, wanting to become better. And maybe that's something uh,
Yeah.
we should all try and learn from, I guess.
Thank you.
All right. So you keep mentioning your YouTube channel, but you're not telling us what is the name of the YouTube channel. What's going on there?
Okay, so my YouTube channel is Life with Tads. I've been posting a lot of short form content. I haven't posted long form in a long time because, like, when I was like in uni, I just had to focus on school. It was very hard to balance, so I just tried to keep track by doing short form content, and also because I'm part of like the YouTube creative program, so short form is like our thing. So Life with Tads is the channel. Go subscribe. Hopefully, I'll be back soon and consistent with the long form content, but just go indulge in what's there already.
Catch up
Yeah,
on what's already there.
yeah.
All right, I love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. Ma'am, you shared with us your portrait that we're gonna share with everyone just now shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can you easily access it to your side, or would you want me to
I
share
think
my
I
screen?
can. Do I have to share my screen?
Yes. Are you able to share your screen that side?
Let me just check. When I select the more options, it's just comments and settings. So I don't know if maybe by settings. I don't think so.
See, so okay, so it's not allowing us to necessarily share our screen right here. I don't know why is it giving us that option, but what we can always do is, we can always post it on our page, and
Okay,
then you can always let us know why you chose the colors that you did.
okay, no problem. But I
It
do
is,
have it on my phone. I just maybe like show it to the screen.
please, we
Okay.
want to see.
Alright. Look first.
So I got a peep while she's just busy accessing her phone. I got to see the portrait before we started, and I should say it is absolutely beautiful. And she did it the digital way. She didn't print it. She did everything with her digital thingies and technology thingies. But yeah, it is absolutely beautiful, and I assure you guys you're going to love it. Um, Whenever you're ready, we are ready.
Okay, so this is my Duke, my color in. I hope it's very visible.
It
So
is.
I chose, so there is red.
Yes.
It's just like a bold statement. So as just to like represent boldness, and I feel like as much as I'm reserved, I feel like when I speak, I do speak like things that are sensible. It comes off as bold, so that's what I represented, even like on the Duke as well. And then the yellow is just to represent like my fun side. I'm very joyful, just a happy soul. And then there's a bit of orange. I don't know if it's showing. There's a bit of orange. That's just like for my inner childhood because I
Yes.
feel like I really do have a godlike soul. So it's to represent that. And then the purple just represents royalty and that like I'm a child of God, a child of the Most High. So that's what I make it stand for. And then the green just represents like growth. You know how I always try to upskill myself, learn new things. And then there's a bit of pink. And the pink is just like for my feminine side, just being soft and just being like a woman, a young African and proud woman. And then we have blues just for like peace and calmness because that's the vibe that I like to attract, that I like to give off.
Mm.
So that's my Duke in a nutshell. I
Oh,
will
can
share
you please
this.
bring
Yeah.
it a bit closer? We want to see for
Okay,
the last. Oh, there we go.
there we go.
Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for that. But we'll
You.
also just share it on our different social media platforms. And I love how you expressed yourself, with the different colors. And can you please share with us what you felt when you were busy participating in the activity?
All right. At first, it was just like, because I was trying to color it in digitally. So I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? And then I just used Canva because I know how to use Canva. And it actually felt very therapeutic. I don't want to lie. Like, it felt very therapeutic. Having to also use my mind to be like, okay, if I put color, what am I going to say it represents? So it was very
Mm.
lovely. And I actually just remembered I love doing colorful braids. And I just realized like I've actually had each and every one of these colors. Maybe probably not two, but I've had these type of color braids and yeah, it just made me remember that. And I was just like, oh wow, it's amazing. So yeah, that's how I felt, and that's just what like my thought process was throughout the coloring process.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you're
Yeah,
able to bring out that inner child out of you and bring it out to play a little bit, hey? And it's beautiful.
thank
Absolutely
you
gorgeous.
so much. Thank you.
All right, then, my lady. So before we let you go, is there any words of encouragement you want to leave with us?
I just encourage everyone to always show up for yourself, be the best version of yourself. I know sometimes it's hard, like you're probably hearing me speak about these things and like, oh my gosh, she has got it all. Not really, like a lot goes behind the scenes. But be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, but also show up for yourself. And always, yeah, try to be the best version of yourself and go for anything. Don't be scared to don't hold back, don't let imposter syndrome get to you. Just go for everything. And they say Delulu is the Trululu. Wait, Delulu is the Salulu. So yes, Delulu is the Salulu until it becomes Trululu. That's just my final words. Yeah. So just believe in yourself, be delusional until you get what you want.
Love that, love that. Especially when you're talking about, taking care of yourself and self-love. I think we need
Mm-hmm.
to do that, a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Um, so if there is anyone who wants to get hold of you or maybe partner with AAD, how can they get hold of you?
All right. So with me, you can follow me on LinkedIn. I go by Tadiwa Tine, my full name. And then on Instagram and TikTok, I go by it's Tads underscore. And on YouTube, I'm live with Tads. You can email me at tine.tadiwa@gmail.com. It's just my name and surname at Gmail. And then with Accelerate Africa Development, please do follow us on our social media platforms at Accelerate Africa Development on both Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn as well. You can always pop us a DM or send an email through the links in bio and like the description. So that's how you can partner with us, and we'd be very excited if we can do that. We're always looking for any way people can support us, whether through volunteering, your skills, anything. We're open to it. Yeah.
I love that. Even if you just volunteer your skills, you will make an impact. And it's not
100.
always all about money.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you have to start somewhere as well.
Definitely. So what we'll do is we'll also just share the information on the below description of our video. But besides that, madam, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all this amazing information with us and your positivity as well, hey, and reminding us that we need to upskill ourselves. Keep learning, you never stop learning. You can only get better by continuously upskilling yourself.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. It was so lovely chatting to you. You're also doing really amazing work and the mental health space and just empowering young women. It's amazing. Thank you.
We all rise by just celebrating each other, hey.
Yes, yes,
All
definitely.
right, so from us, that is all for today. Thank you so much for participating. You've heard how you can get hold of Tadiwa, so do reach out to her, find ways that you can support the different initiatives she's involved in, and also support the amazing work that Accelerate Africa Development is already doing. But that is all from us for now. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.